What's going on, guys? D00m here, and welcome back to some Pioneer content on the channel. Before we continue, as always, if you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing to the channel, like the video, and let me know in the comments section down below what you thought of the video. So this is actually post DC, and we had a little bit of backlog of Pioneer stuff that I was working on for DC. And this is really focusing on Duskmourn cards, and I wanted to kind of showcase some brews that I had been working on that maybe didn't quite make the cut, but are really, really close and maybe just need a little bit of love. And Black Green Delirium is one of those decks. Now, from the new set has a ton of Delirium payoffs and even a couple enablers. So first of all, the payoffs that we're kind of focusing on from the new set here. Omnivorous Flytrap. I've been all over this card. You've maybe seen the Gruul Delirium deck that I've been working on. I know Spike's been working on Gruul and Jund in Modern. I think there's probably a version of this in Standard as well. Just because this card is just a lot of stats. It's 3 mana. If you only have Delirium, which is 4 types, 3 mana for a 4/6 or 3 mana for a 2/4, distribute 2 counters, that's pretty good. But it gets out of control once you get to 6 types, where you play this, you get to distribute essentially 4 counters. You can put 2 counters on each of up to 2 creatures, and then once you start like going only on the fly trap, and then you start doubling counters, it just gets out of control. So a lot of stats for 3 mana, and that is kind of the big payoff here. The other big payoff, which is a new card from Duskmourn, the Swarmweaver. So this is 4 mana for a 2/3. What people maybe don't realize about this card is, 1, it's an artifact, so it's an extra type in your graveyard, and 2, even if you don't have Delirium, unlike Ishkanah of previous iterations of this card, you get the tokens no matter what. Delirium gives them +1/+1 in Death Touch. So even if you don't have Delirium, you can just cast this on curve, make some 1/1s, and then the following turn, try to get Delirium to pump up the tokens, maybe make them better blockers with Death Touch. So really good card here. Drag to the Roots, nothing too crazy. It's just a 4 mana removal spell. That is a 2 mana removal spell if you have Delirium. So a little bit of efficiency there. And then our other Delirium payoffs here, besides cards from the new set, we have the 1 Ishkanah, the 1 Emrakul to be able to search for with Traverse the Ulvenwald. And then that's pretty much it for Duskmourn cards. The only other thing I will say is we are playing the Say Its Name package with the 1 Altanak. Again, if you are a Delirium deck that wants to put a bunch of cards into the graveyard, Say Its Name makes a lot of sense, and then sometimes you get a free 9/9 trample, which is pretty good. And then past that, we have a bunch of interaction. We're a block deck, so we're playing for Fatal Push for Thoughtseize. You can probably understand why. Vessel of Nascency is another Delirium enabler here, where it's a little pricey, right? You have to pay 1 mana for the Vessel and then 2 mana to sack it, so it's 3 mana total. But it is an enchantment, and it gives you a better spread of types. Speaking of better spread of types, this one looks weird, but Flotsam and Jetsam, we're mostly casting the Flotsam half of this, which is 2 mana, mill 3, investigate. The thing about this card is when it's in your graveyard, it counts as both an instant and a sorcery. So it's 2 types, mill 3 cards. You don't get the card immediately. You have to spend the mana on the clue, but you still get the card back out of it. Grim Flayer is both an enabler and a payoff. Makes sense. Grim Flayer it's had its time in the sun. It's maybe not as good as it used to be, but I mean, the fact that it is both a payoff and an enabler, it does kind of make sense to play it, even though it's not nearly as good as it used to be. And then we have some one of tutor targets for Traverse. We have 1 Haywire Mite in the main deck to give us some, artifact enchantment hate. 1 Murderous Rider, removal spell that we can tutor for. 1 Kalitas against the graveyard decks. 1 Sheoldred against Phoenix. And then a Liliana the Last Hope, just kind of rounding out the deck to give us an extra type. It's our only Planeswalker, so, gives us a little bit of types that way. Mana base, nothing too crazy. We have our 1 Boseiju, our 1 Takenuma. Other stuff that you can search for, like Hive of the Eye Tyrant, Castle Locthwain. The card I want to highlight here, which is a little suspicious in a 21 land deck, but Valgavoth's Lair, which is an enchantment land, 2 types in the graveyard, and the problem is it enters tapped, and that can be a little bit awkward sometimes, and it only taps for 1 color. You have to choose the color when it enters the battlefield, but if you can mill it over with Say Its Name or Flotsam and Jetsam, that's 2 types in the graveyard for Delirium. So I think it makes sense to play a 1 of, although, proceed with caution on this one. And then as far as the sideboard is concerned, Extinction Event and Path of Peril against the aggressive decks, go blank for Phoenix. Edict is additional removal, Duress for the control decks. I'm playing a Balustrade Worm because it both can't be countered, which means it's good against blue-white, and it comes back from the graveyard, which means it's kind of acceptable against a deck with a lot of removal spells. Arasta is mostly in here for Phoenix as a way to, you can search for this off of Traverse, play it, get a couple of spiders to block their Phoenixes or Shredders. I have a Gitrog in here. Don't really ask me about this one. It's just a pet card of mine that I wanted to try it. I mean, 6/5 Trample Haste, it's probably has some applications, but it's mostly just a pet card. Probably wouldn't recommend it. And then a Necropsy, which you can't play a ton of this card, but the first copy can be really good against decks that have a spread of types where they have like artifacts, enchantments, and creatures. You can kill 3 things with this card. It's pretty sick. And then a couple of Hearses for Phoenix as well. So yeah, that is pretty much it for the deck list. Not entirely sure that I like this more than the red-green version, the more aggressive Delirium deck that I've been playing in Pioneer. But, if you're a mid-range enjoyer, if you're a Grim Flayer caster like I used to be, maybe there can be something here for you. So thank you guys for watching the intro, and I will see you back here in just a little bit for round number 1. Okay, this hand's good. This hand plays. I'm going to save the Traverses. Just go like turn 1 Passage for Forest, turn 2 Marsh, say its name. Say its name and he appears. I believe in Kalitas. Seagrom Coast, what's that doing? What is Gigantha Seagrom Coast? I'm scared. I'm scared and confused at the same time. You're not supposed to mill that one. Although, I did mill a second say its name, so I can't be that upset. Yeah, well, I'm curious as to what Gigantha and Seagrom Coast mean. How much work is Delirium at Pioneer? Hopefully not too much work. That's the idea, at least. Vessel is nice. Vessel does help that a lot. Okay, how about this? How about we go Vessel here. And then this is only sorcery speed, right? So I can main phase Vessel to try and spike the 3rd say its name. Look at that. I guess I will select a Sheoldred. And it is time for turn 3. Turn 3, by the way. Turn 3, 9/9 Trample, coming in hot. Is that good? All right, your turn. I pass. Turn 3, 9/9 Trample. Is that good? If so, why? That's a short right there. Well, that was fun. I'm going to click submit because I don't know what they're playing. Oh, okay. Well, anyways. Hey, a win's a win, okay? A win's a win. Because if they have Bowmaster, they just kill it and get a 9/9. That's awesome. Probably don't want to put that one in your modern deck. It would appear so. It would appear so. They deck you? Oh, because they take a damage, right? They don't even kill it? Oh, because it's when it's targeted, so the damage actually never gets dealt, right? Whenever it becomes the target. So they target it, that procs the ability, you draw, but they never actually resolve the damage. Oh, okay, so they just kill you. Yeah, they just kill you. That is even better. Even better. That's so good. All right, note to self. Note to self, do not put Altanak in your modern deck. Please and thank you. I would strongly recommend against that. I mean, my hand's not very good against spirits. Have been outlearned. I mean, spirits is fine against like Lotus Field and stuff. It does have a lot of bad matchups, but all right, what did they draw? They clearly drew something because they shocked. Maybe a counterspell. Ooh, sure. Okay, why did they shock? Por qué shock? Alright, I have to beat 2 1/1s. Check the Discord Pioneer channel. Okay, thank you. Thank you, JS. That's a good draw. Meaning. Say its name. Well, this is awkward. So I think what we have to do is this, try to spike Delirium, and then we can traverse for the thing. Enchantment, sorcery, land, planeswalker. Perfect. So now we go here. Blooming Marsh, traverse, get the spider dude. And then we play the spider dude next turn. Does the spider dude have reach itself? No, right? I forget. I'll check when I see here. I'm gonna get it out of the way. No, but the tokens do have flying, which is good. So we'll get this. This card is really good. Say its name and get Delirium. Well, I'm more likely to get Delirium if I pop the Vessel there. It is main, but Ishkanah costs 5. Why would I get Ishkanah over Swarmweaver? I can't cast Ishkanah next turn. Okay. Well, when they draw back-to-back Supreme Phantoms. Okay, alright. That's annoying. I guess I died. They drew back-to-back. Okay, alright. Alright, fine. Touche. They need to be 2 1/1s. I mean, yeah, if they don't draw exactly back-to-back Lords, I don't really see how I lose that game. Alright, give me some Wraths. Give me a Rasta. I don't know why we have this card in our sideboard, but we do it. I'm going to board it in. Edict is probably okay. Push, Thoughtseize, Traverse. Haywire Mite seems unnecessary. Let's see here. Emrakul's probably a little too slow. I think the Altanak stuff is still good. I have to cut 4 cards, though. I'm not exactly sure how to do that. Not entirely sure how I'm supposed to do that. I guess if I'm boarding in a bunch of sweepers, maybe I just cut the Grim Flayers? It sounds weird, but it makes sense. Kinda. It's going to be a no for me. Okay. Yeah. Let's put back this one and this one. All right, give me a green source, please. Green source of mana. Okay, not quite. Not entirely. Not exactly. I'm going to save the Fatal Push just for some better creature, like a Rattle Chains or a Lord or something. I just don't care about the Sailor. Yeah, the other green source. We are assembling the players. The players are being assembled. Explorer's still not Pioneer. Yeah, I mean, trying to think of what it's still missing. I mean, it's missing enough to be annoying, I agree. Didn't they mention somewhat recently that they were like gearing up for Pioneer Masters on Arena? I don't know exactly when that's going to happen, but I thought they said that somewhat recently. Green source located. Yeah, and then random stuff like Chain of the Rocks. End of quarter 4. Isn't that what they said 2 years ago? Yeah, Bring to Light, Chain of the Rocks. Skipped adding the Duskmourn Commander cards to help make bandwidth for Pioneer Masters. Well, that's good. Wait, have they ever added the Commander cards to Arena anyways? I don't recall that. let's move on. I'm good. Could be going a little bit better. I will say that. Could be going a little bit better. Perhaps. Oh, well, let's go here. Probably get a flare on too. Giganta. So I guess instead of adding the commander cards to Arena, they decided to put a little bit more focus on Pioneer Masters, which makes a lot of sense. I mean, it is, you know, it seems like they're at least making somewhat of an effort to get this to be a little bit, to get Arena to be closer to actual Pioneer, which is nice. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, that's possible. The fact that we're like a little bit even more all in on the graveyard than Phoenix is, I could buy that. Yeah, I know. Look, I'm not saying it's perfect, and it definitely is not perfect. But at least we get like we're getting maybe getting something. Again, we'll have to see what happens. I'm not trying to make any pass any judgment now, but we'll see what happens at the end of the year when it comes to what they decide to add with Pioneer Masters. I don't think any of these help. This is Delirium, which is kind of funny. Land, instant sorcery creature. But I don't exactly know. Now that I think about it, maybe I should have played the say its name pre-combat. Although this kind of worked out better for me, because now I can just play a second Grim Flayer, right? And then I guess play this. I just have 2 4/4s. Seems fine. They're only 3 years late. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like it does suck for sure. There's definitely there's enough decks that you can't play on Arena that it makes it does make it feel like a somewhat like a different enough format, where Arena has the Arena has their own like digital only formats, timeless, historic, and it's like it does kind of feel like Explorers is sort of that as well. Is this lethal? I don't know. I'm at 2. Cool. I'm not dead. But I mean, I'm basically dead. All right. Say his name and he appears. That is not what I was looking for. Yeah, this is not going well. Folks, this is not going well. All right, Emrakul too slow against them. Liliana's probably bad. And I want to keep all the interaction. Haywire Mite's probably mid. And then, like, shave 1 Grim Flayer. Try that. We peaked in game 1. Yeah, it's that first game against the Seep. It's never going to get any better than that. And the hand seems fine. It is slow, but... I think the Black Overlord can help other graveyard decks outside of birds. The Black Overlord can help other graveyard decks outside of birds. Does Phoenix doesn't want to play the Black Overlord, does it? Oh, I should have played this. I don't know what I'm doing. Kalitas. I guess I'm trying to just turbo a 9/9 because that's my best play in this matchup. I think that there's some sort of like reanimator decks that could play the Overlord, and I also think it's good in Greasefang. Want to play a format where Liliana the Last Hope is good? You and me both. All right, so I'm gonna put a 9/9 into play and kill your Slick Shot, and say good luck. Search library? I think it's in the library, right? I don't think there's a reason to kill that thing now, so I guess I'll pass. Okay, one thing I've learned about this deck. Whenever you have turn 3 Altanak, it's really good. How do we do that more consistently? I don't know if there's a way to do that, right? Like turbo say its name. Is there a way that you can search for say its name and put it into your graveyard? Well, Entomb only puts creatures in the graveyard, right? I know a card you're talking about the Lively Dirge, but I think it only puts creatures, right? Oh, there's the 3/1 Entomber, Cynical Loner. Yeah, I guess you could do that. You're talking about Entomb. Well, what if I'm not talking about Entomb? All right, opponent is at 18. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my creature sideways. And I kind of wish I had another untapped green source so I could go Flayer, hold up, drag, or just cast this, but I cannot do that. So I guess I'm just supposed to go tap land, hold up, drag. And hope they can't kill me through a removal spell. Three matches into Wolf Mills. No. Drag cost 4? Wait, drag cost 4? Oh, because I exiled the say its name. Oh, no. No. I had Delirium, but I forgot I exiled the say its name. I had Delirium before. I did at one point this game, streamer did have Delirium. I can confirm. Yeah, so I should have just traversed for forest and then passed, and then I would have had Delirium. And then I would have not lost this game. Because I would have killed their slick shot, and then they would have died. Yeah, all I had to do was just get a forest with this. Okay, alright. Well, at least we know if I wasn't a moron, I would have won this game, okay? So, effectively, we might as well call it 2-1, right? We might as well call it 2-1 at that point. Flytrap was really messed up. I don't know if this is the best shell for it, because I think it's better in a more aggressive shell, like a red-green Delirium deck. But that if you can get Delirium consistently, that card is broken. It's really good. Like, it's just... The thing is, if you can get Delirium in the first 2 turns, you play it on turn 3, it's a 4/6 for 3 mana, which is already nuts. Or it's a 2/4 that puts 2 counters on a creature. Still pretty good for 3 mana. Like, either of those situations are very good. And then if you ever get to attack even a single time with it, it's just... Like, you don't even need to get to 6 types. Just 4 is good enough for that card. Okay, I probably should not have the Emrakul attack. This one should probably be in the sideboard, folks. I'll try this hand. I'll see what happens. Yeah, so I have this issue with YouTube mobile, and I don't know if anybody else has the same problem. When I load a video on YouTube, when I like click on a video and just go to watch one, I have it like loads in 5 seconds, no problem. For some reason, when I go to watch a video on mobile, it takes like 30 seconds for it to load and buffer. And like, regardless of whether I'm on Wi-Fi or I'm not on Wi-Fi, it doesn't matter. Like, it always takes forever. And I don't know like exactly why. No idea. And I don't know if anybody else has the same problem. Did I delete the app cache? I don't even know how to do that. Is that like under settings? But it only happens with YouTube. Like, there are other apps that I watch videos on, And it doesn't do that with those. Like Patreon. When I watch a Patreon video, it doesn't happen with Patreon. Settings in your app manager type section, probably. Interesting. Yeah, it's so weird. All right, so let's go here. Get a basic. Play this, then we can Sheoldred next turn. All right, don't kill my Flytrap. Don't do that. I know you're thinking about killing the Flytrap, but don't think about it. Don't even think about it. Yeah, that's fine. That I can live with. It's not ideal, but... So we could try to get Delirium with Say Its Name to get counters on Flytrap, or I could just play Sheoldred and hope that's good enough. I think if they have Cruise, I can't mess around here, and I just have to do it this way. It's not the best, but I feel like if they had Axe, they maybe would have killed this last turn. But now they just can't really cast Cruise. I mean, they might anyways, but... I had to clear your YouTube app cache once because it was cutting a part of the screen off when I'd watch vids. Under settings in your app manager type section, probably. Interesting. I'm going to check right now. Now let's work this up again. So settings, what'd you say? Settings app manager? So I go to the app, YouTube, allow YouTube to access. Doesn't say anything about cache or anything, like cache data. General Control Center. Screen time, I don't know. They're a 10. They're a 10, but I'm dead. Oh my god, these birds. These fucking birds. Alright, they've decided that they want to attack with everything. That is a good play. That is a good play. Pain that I cannot. Okay, that is Delirium. So creature, artifact, land, sorcery. So I have to keep the Haywire Mite in the graveyard. So I guess the plan is... Can I take the forest? No, I can't, right? Creature... Yeah, because if I take the forest, I don't have Delirium, so I have to take a creature, basically. And it can't be the Haywire Mite, so it has to be this, I think. And then I think my plan is to go upkeep, try to kill a Shredder. I mean, obviously, if they have a Spell Pierce, I'm dead regardless, but... Can't do anything about that, right? Can confirm I have Delirium now. I do, in fact, have Delirium. I can cast this. But I'm just going to get Spell Pierced anyways. Okay. They may not have the Spell Pierce now. Okay, that's a good sign. And they didn't have an instant to trigger the Shredder. That's bad. That's very bad. So any spell kills me? Yeah. Alright. Dead. Phoenix! Hearse me? Hearse my ass. Alright, Arasta good. Dress maybe good? I don't think I want the sweepers. Go blank good. Eat it, just like random removal spells kind of suck, right? Kalitas, Sheoldred. This card seems horrendous against them. It's so expensive. Last Hope probably is not it. Haywire Mite seems like it has no targets. Well, I guess you can kill You can kill profs with this, but I don't know if that's worth it. Might be. Maybe don't bother with duress. Go -1 Flayer. Try that. Alright, play first. It would help if I had some playable hands. Okay, this hand's good. Chat, we can cook with this one. This hand does some stuff. Flytrap not having reach? Yeah, like, it's... How does a card called Flytrap not have reach? Like, who designed these cards, you know? I'm not sure, Tim. I want to do at least the black-green Delirium deck, red-green Delirium, and then I think I also want to do green-white Cage, but after that, I'm not sure. Those are the 3 that I have planned for today, and then we'll see how much time we have. I think I might want to do, if we have time for it, I might want to do a little bit of Kona after that. It doesn't have reach because flies have to land on the trap. It doesn't reach out. That's a cop-out. Come on. That's a cop-out and you know it. It's awkward. I want to take the Flytrap and cast it, but I have the stupid Fabled Passage. I think I'm taking Flytrap anyways. We do have 4 types, so I think what I want to do is go here, and then here. Prankster or Cruise? I don't know. With this, I kind of feel like I have to take the Cruise. It doesn't feel super great, but we can make a 4/6 next turn, which is not bad. They could also miss a land drop. I would say it's not likely, but they could. Okay. I'm going to do this now just in case we don't draw land next turn. I get punished if they drew exactly Lightning Axe, which would be a disaster. Surely they didn't draw Lightning Axe off the opt, right? Come on! Come on, man. Fuck me. How is this my life? What happened? Come on, man. That's not fair. I discarded Borrower. So their hit is Picklock Profs X. Can I cast this? Get it back. Do this. Probably should take the Prankster. And then I can Haywire Mite the Profs next turn. God, that was so brutal. I mean, I could have Thoughtseize before playing the Flytrap, but like they only had one draw step to find exactly Lightning Axe, right? I guess they had the cantrips too, so maybe, but like if I cast Thoughtseize, I can't do anything else that turn. And if I cast Thoughtseize and I like, assuming they drew the axe, right? If I cast Thoughtseize and their hand is axe plus Crackling Drake, I kind of want to take the Drake, but then I still have to worry about the axe on the Flytrap the next turn. So it's like, it's not even that good. Okay, they found Phoenix 2. Yeah. I need a push. Push me. Okay. Well, that was a disaster. All right, let's I think it might be time to put down black-green Delirium. Folks, if you're watching us on YouTube, hope you enjoyed the video. I mean, we got to do some cool stuff. Flytrap. Now, as many things that went wrong that league as there was some bright spots, right? Flytrap looked very good. Swarmweaver was decent in spots. I like the fact that Swarmweaver gives you the tokens, even if you don't have Delirium. But some of these cards are probably past their prime, namely Grim Flayer. As much as I want Grim Flayer to be good, probably not the time for it. But I do like the core of say its name, Altanak, Flytrap, Swarmweaver, Fatal Push Thoughtseize, and then maybe Traverse. But it's possible that Grim Flayer should just be another graveyard enabler, and that way you can get to say its name faster, because that's the most powerful part of the deck, is just like you saw in those games, every time we had say its, like the third say its name, it was just game over. So yeah. But if you're watching us on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you thought in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.